Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer and welcome to Best Kept Plans. Today's video is going to be a plan with me for the week of April 22nd through the 28th, 2024, using my Traveler's Notebook size planner from Archer and Olive. If you're interested in seeing that, please stick around. Here we are in my Traveler's Notebook size planner. I'm going to be going with a vertical layout over 4 pages. I think I've decided this is 4 pages. For this spread, we'll be using this swatch set from My Favorite Things, the days of the week and week number stamp from this set from Elle Studio. I'll be using the April stamp from this set from Paper Person. I'll be using my favorite number stamps from Heidi Swapp. And I'll be using 3 different distressed oxides as well as my black VersaFine ink. Don't mind me knocking into the tripod as I try to share with you all the products that I used. So for this spread, I really wanted to do something stampy because I haven't done anything stampy in the month of April. I also really wanted to go with this green, purpley, lavender, blue color palette. And the reason I wanted to do that is because the first spread that I did in January 2024 used these 3 color tones, and it was a stampy spread. And this is actually going to be my last week in this planner, so I really wanted to end things off the way that they started out, basically. So I decided to go with the same colors that I used in my first spread for January 2024, but definitely wanted to do something different in terms of the design. I remember last year, I don't know when in the year it was, but I ended up using these kind of paint swatch stamps with rainbow colors, and I did a design like I am here where it went completely across the top of the page, and I absolutely loved it. I loved the way that it came out. It's probably one of my favorite spreads I've ever put together. And so when I was thinking of a way to use stamps but do something that was still a little bit different from what I did the first week of January, I thought it would be fun to use these colors but do the swatches across the top of the page again. And I really do like the way that it looks using just cool tones. I think that it's fun and it's interesting, but it still makes sense from a color story perspective. Now, what you just saw was me completely messing up. I'm super frustrated about it. I totally had a brain fart and ended up putting down the 22 on the leftmost column, which is what I use for deco when I do these spreads over 4 pages. And so what I ended up having to do, and I did it off camera just so that I could really kind of get close to the page and focus, was I cut a piece of white paper, I glued it down, and then I stamped on top of it. So I think when you look at the spread from afar, like it's not very noticeable, but when you're up close, you can obviously see that there's an extra piece of white paper stuck down. Once I went across the top with the dates and days of the week, I went down to the bottom left where I had put in some of the paint swatches in a horizontal direction, and I'm putting down April week number and 17 because it is the 17th week of the year. Once I did that, I went over to the next page to go across the top with the dates and days of the week, and I wanted it to be so that the dates were kind of half on, half off of the swatches. I wanted it to feel connected, but I still wanted the swatches to have their moment and not be covered up too much. I do like the way that it came out. I do like the way that it looks in terms of where the numbers and the days of the week are positioned. And Overall, I think the swatches themselves, because there's error in the way they're laid down, because they're not completely perfect and all the same, I think it adds something to the dynamics of the spread. And once I finish off with the 28 and the Sunday, we are just going to finish off with putting in the lines to separate each day of the week using my Micron in 08, and that'll be it for this spread. I love the way that it came out. I'm so glad I decided to do a spread that kind of harkens back to the first spread in this planner. I really didn't know how it was going to go moving into Traveler's Notebook size this year, but I'm so glad that I did it because I ended up really, really loving this size planner. I think it's perfect for using it at home and on the go, which is what I wanted. And even though I'm leaving this planner, I am going to be moving into a new Traveler's Notebook size planner. So I am sticking with this size, which is very exciting, and I can't wait to share with you all what that new planner looks like. I hope you all enjoyed this plan with me, and as always, be safe. Bye bye.